Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is a mini review video for all of those who don't manage to watch my review videos where I'm actually featuring that certain palette, or also to just tell you about the things that I've been working with off camera so you know what my thoughts are and maybe you can make up your own mind a little bit easier about those products. Okay, sweetie, this is what it is. If you've just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful makeup and colorful styling, so please feel free to check out my channel and also my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, so you can get to know me a little bit, and then by all means subscribe because I would love to have you here. Okay, sweeties, I should also say that there is a street cleaning crew right outside my house. I have already been waiting for like 15 minutes for them to move on, but I don't know, maybe they're on a breakfast break or something, but they have the motor running and they might start to, I don't know what they're doing. But in any case, they're lingering, but I cannot wait, you know, so they have their stuff to do. I hope that they're, I don't know, but I have my stuff to do as well, so that is what I'm gonna do here. Okay, just to explain if there is some like background noise, that it's them. Okay, so sweeties, let us go right into it because I want to definitely talk makeup with you. Okay, now let us start with something that you have definitely seen here on my channel, and that is Alien Cosmetics / Unearthly Cosmetics with their releases of the winter releases, basically, or the holiday releases. This one I got in PR from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Smells Like Holiday Spirit palette. I do have a review up on my channel for this one, and of course also the accompanying items that came together because it was a whole collection. There were lip glosses, and but that is not too interesting for me. I'm wearing them, but as you know, lip glosses is not 100% my thing. I really prefer the satin liquid lipsticks from Alien, which I have. It's out of my reach. I would have to get up to get them, but they're right here. I love those, but lip glosses is less my thing. But let's talk about this one. There is a review up on my channel with several looks and also swatches in case you want to get more information. But this is a beautiful palette with a beautiful color scheme, of course, super colorful, very versatile, and also with nice depth in each of the color schemes, in each of the color families, which is really nice. This is a very good formula, and it is also very easy to work with, so that I definitely would recommend. Okay, so that is that. Then I got the other collection that launched at the same time, which was the In the Dark collection. I got that gifted by one of my besties, and that was basically the palette, the In the Dark palette, a highlighter, and then also a lip gloss. Okay, so this is how the palette looked. Also here I do have a review up. Also this one I liked very much. Of course, this is a color scheme. You got to be into this, and I happen to be into this. I enjoyed this very much, but I know that for a lot of people, or for some people I should say, really dark color schemes are a bit scary, or let's say intimidating, but you do not need to be intimidated by this one. This is really nice, you know, like I think it's really nice. And yeah, so if you want to have more detailed information, then go to the video. You will definitely find it on my channel under the review playlist. Okay, then you also do have the highlighter here. This is a light green highlighter. Maybe you can see that this is like a light cool green. I think it does not come across too much when you have it, for example, on the cheekbone. It looks more, I want to say it looks more like a white, or leaning towards a like a brighter shade, not green, at least not on me. But I also used this in the inner corner, and there you could actually see the green a little bit more. I think it depends on how much you pack it on, you know, but don't be afraid of wearing a green highlighter, because here on the cheekbone I do not believe that it actually shows up so much, so don't worry about it. Okay, so this is the highlighter. I definitely would recommend all of these products from Unearthly Cosmetics. I'm a big fan, as you all know, and I also do have a code with them in case you want to use it. All my codes are in the description box. So this is from Alien Cosmetics or Unearthly Cosmetics. I think from now on I'm gonna go just with Unearthly Cosmetics because now they're moving. Thank you. Okay, just because that is their new name, and I don't want to always say Alien Cosmetics or Unearthly Cosmetics. It's Unearthly Cosmetics now. Okay, so move, people, just move on. Okay, let's move on to, and we are going on to Sound Cosmetics. Quite some time ago, I did a review about this palette, and this is how she looks. I think this is called the Fantasy, is it Fantasy 1 or Fantasy 2? I want to say Fantasy 2 palette. You'll find it on their website. Okay, so this is how the palette looks. You do have mattes and shimmers and also a couple of pressed glitters. This one is one, this one, this one, and this one. Everything else is mattes and shimmers, and I really, really like the performance of this one. I did get this in PR. Come on, move on already, people. Do you hear this? It's a mess. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful, really. Okay, just as the palette, you get, of course, a beautiful color scheme here. And if you're more into neutrals, they also have a palette that is in the same size and kind of same idea, but in neutrals, you know? So this is what you're getting here. I had a lot of fun with this palette. It is a very good performance, and that is basically what I can say, you know? So for more detailed information and swatches and stuff, please go, of course, to the review video of this palette, and this is how she looks. So maybe it gives you an idea of what you can use if you're more into bigger palettes, and of course also with pressed glitters and stuff. I really enjoyed this. Also, the formula of the pressed glitter was really, really good. So that was a really, really nice experience. All right, then let's move on to Becca Muse. Now this palette I own already for a very long time. I want to say a year. And this is the Knisha Peridot palette. And this is how she looks. Now I ordered this, I want to say on launch, I'm pretty sure, or shortly thereafter, and I think this is a spectacular palette. I only started to work with this now because I only got around to it now, you know? So this is now, I think it's now about a month or maybe 6 weeks ago that I worked with this, because stuff has been piling up because I was so busy. But here it is. This is the palette, and it is a beautiful palette, beautiful color scheme, beautiful depth, and of course, as you can see, I mean, the colors are stunning, and I happen to really, really like the formula. Move on, people. Sweeties. Now they actually turned on the machine, and now they're cleaning the street. Now, you know? All right, so sorry. Okay, sweeties, this is a beautiful palette. It is very, very pigmented, and actually what you see is what you get, you know? There is so much boom in this brand, and they're also having a lot of other palettes. If you don't want to have a big palette, they also have a lot of smaller palettes. So this is a very, very cool brand, and I would really recommend this. Becca Muse is a very, very good brand, if you ask me. Okay, now let us move on to this one. If you're more into a little bit of a softer vibe, and that could be maybe this one. This is the Beige Waves palette from By Nicola, and By Nicola is based in Switzerland, so this is a Europe-based brand, in case you're interested, and maybe that makes it easier for you. Maybe you're also based in Europe, you know, and this is what she looks like. Now, I received this and also brushes and some accessories also in PR from By Nicola, which was so, so nice. I do have a video up about this palette, also with swatches, and also here the performance was really, really nice, I have to say. And of course, this is a more neutral palette with some blues, but you can do beautiful looks with this. And I also thought that the shimmer formula was absolutely stunning, you know? So this is what it is, in case you want to check this one out. Okay, now let us also talk about something that I have not filmed with, and you probably saw that on a lot of other channels, but I only got around to working with this now, and I also didn't want to film with it necessarily. But this is the Sub-Zero palette from BH Cosmetics. Of course, in this whole series, I have an itch on the nose. In this whole series, there was a whole load of palettes that came out, these monochromatic palettes. I do have a couple more of those. This is the first one that I have been able to work with, and this is, of course, yeah, the Sub-Zero palette, which is all blue. Now, you probably know already that BH Cosmetics has filed for bankruptcy, so I don't know what is going to happen. I kind of really still hope that they're just going to rebrand and then still come out with nice stuff, because as a brand, I really like BH Cosmetics. There were certain releases that I thought were not that great, but you can say that about like almost any brand, right? So it doesn't mean that I don't want them to exist. I thought also their brushes are so nice, and a lot of their products are among my favorites in general. So very sad, and it came as a big surprise, seriously. But in any case, this one I received from one of you, and that is Cheryl, who is my friend, and I'm so grateful. She made a nice care package for me, and this one was in it, and I was so happy happy, absolutely thrilled, such a blessing. And this palette was beautiful. It was not a surprise that this would be so beautiful, but I'm always just thrilled when things just work and are good. You know what I mean? So this was a beautiful palette, and I'm so grateful that I have it. And as a result of me getting this one, I then went ahead and ordered a few more of this series because, you know, it's just so beautiful. Okay, now something else that I have not filmed with is Ether Beauty. I received this from the owner of Saints, Angels, Sinners, actually, and that is Darcy, and she is just such a blessing to my life. Like, forget YouTube, forget all of this, but just to my life, you know. It is just unbelievable how positive and how amazing this person is. Now, when she sees a sale, she thinks, Leorah, what of this would Leorah be able to use? Or maybe, you know, can I get this for her? Because it's so hard for her to get stuff. And I'm just baffled by such kindness. And I also know from a lot of you who have given me feedback about Saints, Angels, Sinners that the customer service is so nice and that Darcy is just bending over backwards to make anything possible. And I just have to agree, she is just beyond belief, such an addition to the beauty community, seriously. Okay, so this palette here has been gifted to me by Darcy, you know, and I've been wanting to work with or to try out Ether Beauty for a long time because they kind of come out with really cool releases. Now, for me, it's hard to get, and she got this for me and she sent it to me together with some PR that we are still going to talk about, and that is so nice. So this palette is called, let me see, the Moonlight Crystal Gemstone Palette. I looked this up online because I cannot see the name anywhere on the palette, so I just wrote it on the back because I don't know. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. I think it is a very beautiful palette. I did one look with this palette so far, and I think performance-wise it is really solid. It's also really nice how they go about everything around their brand, that they want to have like packaging that has, you know, it doesn't have a magnetic closure, it doesn't have a mirror. They're going for like very economically friendly packaging and, you know, all of this. So that is super nice. Okay, now also color scheme wise, it is absolutely beautiful. Do I feel that this is a very good palette? I think so, but you have to be into like more satiny shades and more shimmers, because actually I think there are only two true mattes in the palette, which is this one and this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I feel. There are other shades in here that look a little bit more like mattes, but they're actually satins, or at least this is how they apply and how they look. And that is something where I say it's not necessarily my makeup style. I know a lot of people live for that, and I've also gotten a lot of feedback from you, especially from more mature people, who say that satins are such a blessing in their life because mattes kind of don't look so good on them or whatever, or it's easier for them to use satins. So this might be something for you because you get a lot of that here, you know. So performance wise, I think it was solid. It was really good, and that is what it is. Okay, so this is Ether Beauty. I'm very grateful that I was able to try this brand now, you know. So thank you so much, Darcy. And now that we're already talking about Darcy, let me go to two things that I want to feature from Saints, Angels, Sinners, which is of course her brand. So let us talk first about the Zodiac Signs palette. I've spoken about this palette already a couple times here on my channel. I've also filmed a video together with another release that I'm going to show you in just a second, or another palette that I'm going to show you in a second. So this is one of her newest palette. I think it is going to come back because right now when I'm filming this palette is sold out. This was a collab that was, let me check, with Taylor's Makeup Obsessed, with Kating's Beauty, with Pause and Pigments, and with Commentative Cosmetics. With these beautiful people, they have collabed to create the Zodiac Signs palette together with Saints, Angels, Sinners. This is an all multi-chrome or duochrome palette, and it is a really beautiful palette. The performance was really nice, and of course go to the video and check it out because I also have swatches there, and I've done several looks together with the other palette that I'm going to show you next. Okay, from the next brand. Okay, so that you'll understand in a second. Okay, so this is the color scheme. I think it's beautiful, and I'm so grateful that she came out with a collab because I think it's beautiful to just feature and also give the chance for smaller creators to collab, you know. That's beautiful. Okay, then I also want to show you this one. This is the Over the Moon palette, which I received I received all of this in PR, by the way. Okay. Oh, I also do have a code with her, with Saint Angel Sinners, not affiliated. In case you want to use it, then feel free to do so. So this is the Over the Moon palette. Also, this one is super, super beautiful. You do have 2 mattes. No, you have 3 mattes. You have this one, and this one, and you have 3 shimmers, which are, I think, partially duochrome. This one definitely is. With the other ones, I don't remember right now, but it is a beautiful color scheme, as you can see. And of course, working with this was just blissful. Really, really nice. And I did not film with this one, but looks are coming up. Okay. Okay. So now the next one, that is this one. Okay, so this is the palette that I paired up with the Zodiac Signs palette, and this is the Carnival palette from Haunted Dollhouse Cosmetics. I received also this in PR from that brand, and here she is. So you do have here all mattes basically. Here in this middle shade there is a tiny amount of super fine micro glitters in it, but don't worry about it. It does not bother anyone, you know, really. Even if you're like sensitive to stuff like this is so gentle. I don't think that this would bother anyone. Okay, so this is how she looks. You do have also a kind of a bone color matte here, and then of course very colorful shades. I did film with the palette together with the Zodiac Signs palette, but I've also done more looks off camera, which are already online or not. You'll have to see. But in any case, also here the performance I think was really solid. You could work super well with this, and I love to have palettes like this to pair them up with those all multi-chrome or all shimmer palettes, you know, because it just makes so much sense. So this is really nice. Or also if you just want to add some color to a more neutral collection and you do not want to go in with a big palette and you want to try something smaller first and see if you like it, then this could be something absolutely that could work for you. Now, what do I feel about the palette in general? I think it is a very nice palette. For my personal makeup taste, I would have made maybe this shade a little bit darker even, to have like a broader range, but that is just my personal makeup style because I really like it like dark and boom and bang, you know. But even without that, I made a super nice Valentine's Day look with this one also. So really cute palette, and feel free to check out that brand, definitely. Okay, now let us also talk about this one. Big highlight of my life. This is the Tropical Vibes palette from Ace Beauté. I did order this on launch, and also, you know what? It was a bit hard for me to order this because it was the launch. People always launch their stuff when I have Shabbat, when I have to be offline, and it was actually so nice because I contacted Ace Beauté and I asked them if they can put a palette to the side for me. I unfortunately have to do that a lot with brands because of the launches being when they are, and I have to be offline. There's nothing I can do about it, you know. Second round of the cleaning crew. Sweeties, help me. Oh dear. Okay, so in any case, you see the color scheme, it is beautiful. There is a review up on my channel with this palette, and I enjoyed this so much. It's absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. So just wanted to say that they were so helpful and immediately said, yes, of course we're going to help you, and it's so nice. So God bless them. They're doing their job. I should charge them. I should charge them. Okay, sweeties, let us now talk about something that I feel very bad talking about this because I didn't like it, and I know that people are probably not going to understand this. Why does Leorah not like this? I have been so full of hopes about this palette and of high anticipation also, but I did not enjoy this. I'm so sorry. Give Me Glow, sweeties. This is the first time I tried Give Me Glow. I had built this up in my mind to like this enormous size of I don't know what, and maybe that is my fault because who can ever live up to something like that, right? But this is the Bad Witch Club palette. I wanted this the second I saw this. I got this from my bestie, sponsored, and I mean the color scheme is out of this world. Out of this world. I did one look with it. I think I did two. I think the first one I took off, and then I did another one, and I suffered every second, and I don't know. I really don't know what to do. You know, I want to love this so bad, but the first looks, basically 1.5 looks that I've done with the palette, I did not like at all. So whenever I have the time to get around to working with this again, I am going to try again and maybe give you some feedback. I also don't know exactly what other people think about it too much, but I did not have a good time with this palette. It was not very blendable. Also, the shimmers were underwhelming, if you ask me. I don't know. Didn't like it. Very, very sorry, you know, but feel free to disagree in case you have the time of your life with this palette. God bless you, really. And let me know how you're doing it, because I could be I just had a bad day and maybe I should just keep my mouth shut and not talk about it till I have a better day and a better experience. But you know, I did 2 looks with this. The first one I had to take off because it was that horrible. Yes, I do have high standards, but still, you know, I didn't like it, and I kind of feel like I need to be honest here, right? You kind of expect that from me, right? Okay, so now let us go to some really, really good makeup, and that is from Nomad Cosmetics. Now, I have 2 palettes here because actually the Haunted Europe palette I did not feature in one of my mini reviews yet. So this is, of course, the palette. Also, by the way, with Nomad Cosmetics, I do have a code. It's also in the description box. So this is the palette. Now here, I think it was a really, really nice release. I still do miss darker mattes. There should definitely have been a black in the palette, if you ask me, because kind of like Haunted, yes, but yeah, it should maybe have been a little bit darker overall. But performance wise, it was really, really nice. I really liked the formula and everything, and of course also how they're also always figuring out how to make their releases special, you know, when you also see just the outer packaging and everything. It was really, really stunning, you know. So if this is a color scheme you could go for it, then definitely check out this palette. It was beautiful. Look at this, like really. Okay, but I have to say, nothing much that Nomad Cosmetics has to offer beyond this one can stand up to this one. This is the newest palette. This is the Whistler Snow Lodge palette. This is by far my most favorite Nomad palette. This just now launched in January, and this is the winter palette, and I love this so bad. This palette is, yes, do you see the dark mattes in this palette? This is Leorah. This is pleasing Leorah, you know? And this is, of course, what my channel is all about, seriously. Yeah, so this is so, so well done. And also the performance, the pigmentation, the buildability, the everything in this palette just really, really worked for me. Super, super nice. So definitely wanted to give you a heads up on this one, because you know, this one is also really good. I just don't want you to get this wrong. It is just for my personal makeup style. I want more darker mattes, you know, and they definitely delivered with this one here on the darker mattes. My last release for today that I want to feature is this palette, the Glamour palette from Gourmande Girls Cosmetics. I received this in PR. Wait, I received those in PR too. Okay. Sorry, forgot to tell you. Okay, so I received this in PR from Gourmande Girls Cosmetics. Also with Gourmande Girls Cosmetics, I do have a code in case you want to use it. And this is how she looks. And of course, you can see that this one, I've actually spoken about this one a couple of times already. There is a review up on this one. There is also a review up on my channel on both of those. I'm such a mess. Okay, so there's a review up on my channel for this one, also with swatches and with my thoughts about, I think I spoke about love in that video because it just makes sense. This was the Valentine's release from Gourmande Girls Cosmetics, and what I really, really enjoy beyond the performance of the palette, I enjoy that this is a more, I think I said in one of my videos when I'm featuring this palette, I said that this is a palette for someone who has gone through more than just being in love for like 5 minutes or a month. You know, this is a palette for someone who is actually loved and who knows how hard it can be to love and how much suffering it brings sometimes to love, and how much of a fight it can be within yourself to love someone, how much of a decision it is sometimes daily to love someone. You know, this is a palette for someone who actually knows the battleground that is love, and that it's not just like butterflies and daisies and whatever, you know. This is, it is, yes, it does have the aspects of a more traditional color scheme of a Valentine's palette, but it has also so much more, and that is really, really nice. You know, you can do super nice looks with this palette. And also, of course, the brand is really, really nice, in case you want to have my opinion on this. Okay, sweeties, this is it for today. I hope you did enjoy this little video, and maybe it gives you some ideas on what to look out for, what to shop when there's the next sale, or just go ahead and buy it in case you want to. But all of these things, of course, are my personal opinions, and if you disagree or if you have different experiences, then that is, of course, it's possible. It's possible, and it's legitimate, definitely. Okay, sweeties, leave me your comments and your feedback in the comment section down below. Of course, don't forget to check out my description box, because you will have all the brands that I spoke about linked down in the description box. And of course, my links to social media and my discount codes that I have with the different brands and my makeup of today you will find there as well. Okay, sweeties, don't forget to subscribe in case you're new here and you have not done so. I would love to have you here as part of my tribe, and I shall see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.